It's my bangs, bitch. It's my bangs. Shout out the coochiness. Like, what's good? See me with a color. Because at this point, I did blonde. Like, I did blonde. Arrogant Cash strikes. I'll hit my hand. But Arrogant Cash strikes again. So welcome back to Cashin TV. I am Cashin, of course. And before we even start with today's video, how you like the blonde? Because I really like the blonde. I'm looking at myself on my phone, on my MacBook. I love the blonde. Like, it's giving, it's just giving some life in this quarantine that's going on right now. Okay. So today's video is going to be a Q&A about my business, Girls from Planet Venus. I've had Girls from Planet Venus for about a year, and it's April, so a year and 6 months. I got asked by one of my subs to do a video on this, so shout out to you, because I've been wanting to do a video on this for so long, and I'm glad that I finally had a chance to do so. So these questions came from my Instagram, my Twitter, the Girls from Venus Instagram. It's just anything that I ask people to write in, and then questions that people have wrote me before that I wrote down for another video. What were my challenges with starting? So I think my biggest challenge was like finding manufacturers. You know, that's always like the hardest thing. It's easy for some, but it's hard for others. For me, I went through a lot of different manufacturers. Like, you know, in my other video, my 1 year review, I told you I got scammed a couple of times trying to get a velour sweatsuit. Like, that was my hardest thing, like being knowledgeable about manufacturing and then being knowledgeable about pricing. Because like, I always wanted myself to be affordable, because I'm a girl who likes to buy affordable clothes. So I wanted to like meet my market where they at, you feel me? So with the whole pricing thing, I didn't know whether to make my sweatsuits and my sweatshirts and stuff $40, $50, whatever. I just threw like prices out there, and if you caught me on a sale, which I kept having sales, because I was just like, why is everything not selling? Put it on sale, whatever, like the $26 sale. I kept having it. Now you will only see that around my birthday, like literally the 26th. I didn't know how to price stuff. Like the Holla Girl hoodies was like 40 for the limited edition black one, and my friends was like, you only selling this for $40? And I was like, yeah. He was like, this is an $80 hoodie. I said, this crop. He said, so look at the embroidery, look at the stitching, look at this, look at that. Like, this is top one quality. Like, what you mean you only paying, like, you only charging 40 for it? So that was like a lot for me to think about. Like, how do I want to price stuff? How do I want stuff to be all that great jazz, you know? So those were my struggle points. Everything else kind of came naturally. Like, I had the money, I had the customers, I had like photographer friends, models, like all of that kind of came together. But the background stuff, like manufacturing and pricing, really was hard for me. How did I get my clothes into a store? So I didn't get my clothes into for rent. Brian, who I will put his information below, Brian Seymour, shout out to you, because I know you're gonna watch this. Brian's my guy. So Brian actually found me and Girls from Venus through a hashtag, and he emailed me, asked me to come in for a meeting. We came in, he showed me the store. I had already been there, of course, but he showed me the store, and he was like, yeah, like, we want to sell your clothes in here. What's up? And I was like, what's up? Well, that's not how I went, but you know, I signed a contract and all that stuff. So then after that, I had some time to get my spring clothes together to sell in the store, and I have a pop-up shop. We had to pop up. It was the most successful opening pop-up in FRS history, and that's on period. But yeah, I sold out. Like, it was crazy. It was crazy. I had a great pop-up, and then I put my stuff in the store, you know, restocked it I needed to, all that good stuff, and that's how I went. It really is not as lenient as what I just described, and Brian can tell you that if you contact him, but it is like an easy process. But you just got to be prepared. Like, have tech packs, have like line sheets, which is stuff that I can talk about in another video if you want to know more about it. But actually have your brand together. Like, know what you're bringing to the table off rip, know what you want, your percentages, all that. It's good to know. I want to know your experience with the belt. Okay, so in my first releases from Girls from Venus, I made the GFV girl belt. I think it's the Girl from Venus belt, Venus girl belt, right? So it's this belt right here. This is the belt in question. I made this belt, and it's, you know, giving off white tees, of course, and you know, you can put it through there. It's adjustable right here, and then it's a snappable, like a seatbelt. Basically with the belt, I knew what I wanted to say, the color, how I wanted this piece to look, everything. First, I had to find a belt manufacturer, of course. I found my manufacturers on Alibaba. I'm gonna say that again in this video because I got another question about it, but all my manufacturers come from Alibaba. except the ones I find on Instagram, what people refer to me, right? Other than that, Alibaba is a place to find your manufacturers. My process with the belt was really easy. Like, this is the first sample I even got for Girls from Venus. They made my mock-up for me because I didn't make my own mock-ups then. I knew what color I wanted, so I found the Pantone color, and then I sent it to them, you know, and I told them what I wanted to say, how I wanted to look, send the pictures of the belt, the colors, everything. And then they just sent it back, you know, and they would go to the factory and find the colors and then send them back to me. But my first belt experience actually was not bad. I didn't have to have hella samples. Actually, with everything Girls from Venus, I've had one sample. The only thing that has had more than one sample is the biker shorts. That's why you've never seen them, because I cannot get them right. But yeah, this was not a hard experience at all. I say go for it if you want to do the belt. It's not that hard. Find a good belt manufacturer. The only thing is they may want you to make hell of them. And that was my issue, because I only got 30 of these. That's my number. I got 30 of these, and then I wanted to restock them because people was texting me, asking me for them like crazy. And then she was like, oh, you gotta get 100. And I was like, no. It'd be that simple for me. No. Thank you, but no. I'm not getting 100 of anything. Why would I ever? But yeah. So that was my belt experience. So the question was, how do I go about finding vendors? So like I said before, well, I use manufacturers, not vendors, but they're essentially the same thing. I use Alibaba. So basically you go on there and you type in like, I typed in like custom hoodie, enter, for my first round of hoodies. That's usually what I do. Type in custom whatever on Alibaba, then look at their reviews, if they verified, you know, all that good stuff. And then you message them, see what they can do, and it's really that simple. Of course, if you look for vendors, you can use those IG boutique vendor lists. Those are actually beneficial sometimes. Instagram is also a good place for you to find manufacturers and vendors, you know, not just on the vendor list, but like you can just search like such and such vendor. Like all the hair pages got Instagrams, all the hair wholesale pages got Instagrams, and they give you the WhatsApp number and you can get jiggy with it. If you are a boutique and you're interested in like wholesale stuff, Fashion Go is a really good place to look. They have all the new chic stuff, and most of the LA vendors are on Fashion Go. Oh, emails. So once you get put in the Alibaba system, manufacturers reach out to you and use your email and just, you know, chop it up with you, and you may find yourself finding the new go-to manufacturer. What is my sampling process like? So let's use the belt for example, right? So my sampling process is a little different from when I started, because when I started I didn't really know what I was doing. So me getting the sample was just like what I knew people did, but I didn't know like how to do it. So I would just be like, how do you offer a sample, how much is it, whatever, and they just send you the sample price, and it, like, you know, it's subject to change depending on what you get done to the item or what the item you need, and then they send you the shipping price, then they calculate it all together. So my sample process now is, let's use the belt for example. I would sketch up how the belt looks. So that means I will go on the app that I use and I would do the color, the, you know, colors of everything, how I want the buckle to look, you know, have it laid out, whatever. Sometimes I write front and back if it's a front and back of a you know, a t-shirt or sweatpants or something. I write out every single detail. So I'll be like, whatever the name of this buckle is, I can't think of it, I would say like, oh, seatbelt buckle with such and such type of, you know, fabric, gray letters. I would have the Pantone color, such and such color letters with such and such color belt. It's just the fabric and all that, and I would put the length and the width and all that good stuff, right? I put it somewhere either in the description when I send the sample to the manufacturer, like the sample picture to the manufacturer. Then after we do the mock-up thing, I send it to them, they approve it. I do the payment, right? So I pay for the sample, and I do it always through trade assurance on Alibaba or PayPal, because you need it tracked and you need to know where it's going. Do not do Western Union. You know, like, that's how I got scammed. Don't do that. And then I say, send me pictures of the sample process. Keep me updated. With this belt, they were so on the game. So when they found the fabric, she was like, found the fabric for belt. And then she was like, oh, send me a picture of all the buckles. Found the buckles for belt. Lit. So then when she printed it, it came out like a roll. So it was like rolled up like this, like a real big roll, and all around the roll was said like Girls from Venus, Girls from Venus, Girls from Venus, and the roll was like this thick maybe. She was like roll printed or like roll embroidered, because this is like embroidery. She's like roll embroidered. I'm like, bet. Like the communication was spot on. Then like a couple of days later she was like, oh, it's all the strips are cut. So it was like pictures of all the strips, like then it was like you know, seatbelt on, and it was a picture like all about like this with the seatbelt on them and that little gray part on them, and they sent me all the pictures of the belts package like on their way, and I was like, oh, that's lit, that's lit, that's lit. I also always ask for sampling time, so that's like, you know, how long it is for them to make the sample, and then shipping time for the sample, because how long for them to ship the sample to you. You know, you got to take all that into consideration when you're getting a mock-up, or I mean when you're getting a sample made. So I did all that, and then it came in. It was fire. Okay, I wrote most of these down, so I'm gonna read this one. It says, what if you hit a block, like I can't / don't think I want to do this anymore? What brought you / your confidence / heart back into it? And if you ever did hit a wall like that. So I definitely hit a wall like that. Like, of course, I'm human. I can't just design all day, every day. Like, it's just, my brain don't work like that. I want to say October, like from September, I want to say, until like November of 2019. I just was not enthused with making clothes anymore. It just was not like filling me for some reason, and I could not figure out what it was. But and I really to this day still don't know, but it was something in me. Like, I just didn't like anything about what was going on around me. Like, I had a death in my family, I had just stopped selling myself up for rent, and it was like a shift, and I could not figure out why it was making me so uncomfortable. So I was just extremely uncomfortable. So my whole thing was figuring out why. I hope y'all see I spit. It was figuring out why I even started. I was just like finding myself going back to like reasons why I started, things that make me happy. Like, I stopped doing GFV as a whole. Like, I just quit it for a little bit. Like, I didn't quit permanently. I took like a little sabbatical, a little break, and it was just like I had to figure out like why I started, who I was when I started, what's changed, why am I so uncomfortable, what's going on now, etc., etc. Right? It takes me a little while to adjust to change. That's why I'm starting to notice. Other than my hair, I had to take a while to adjust to change. So it was like everything in my life was starting to be things I did not recognize. And so with that going on, I just had to center myself and figure out what made me happy. And then I got back to like making clothes and doing what I wanted to do, and just being like living 100% was something that I started doing. Like, I just started giving everything my all, low key, and I slacked in some fields. I started going to therapy. That really helped me out a lot. Like, that whole little month period was like a crazy time for me, because I feel like I was experiencing and feeling so much, but nothing was like showing for it, if you get what I'm saying. So it was just different. Like, it was a lot of internal work. I had to just build up myself internally. It happens to the best of us. We all bounce back. Sometimes we do, sometimes we don't. And even when we don't, we still come out better than, you know, we were before. What are some misconceptions about starting a business? Number one misconception is like overnight success. Like, it's very rare for that to happen, and it does happen, don't get me wrong, but you get more success. You get what you put out, basically. So if you putting out content and you going hard and you doing this and doing that, it may not happen tomorrow or next week or next month, but you definitely going to pop, you going to blow, and it's going to be the greatest thing because you know you put that hard work behind it. You feel me? Another misconception that having a business is that followers equal sales. That is not true. I know y'all seen that Instagram girl who came out with t-shirts and she had like 1 million followers, but she couldn't make 30 sales. I know y'all seen that. It's not about followers, it's about people who actually go and buy stuff. It's about customers. Another common misconception is that all businesses kind of have so much money in this, that, and the third. Like, that's not true. Another misconception about business is like sizing, right? That people don't make certain sizes because they don't want to. Like, you know how hard it is to like get a size grade correctly? Because that's something I'm still trying to master. That's why I don't have extra small. I don't have plus size. Like, I know y'all be in my ass about it, but it's like, I'm trying. And then some manufacturers don't make certain sizes. Like, ain't like we don't want to have your size. We gotta make sure everything evens out so we can have it. The market, the size grade, like, it's a lot to go into adding sizes to your stuff. So last but definitely not least, my favorite question of them all: why don't I make clothes for men? I'm so tired of answering this question. I'm so sick of y'all, for real, because I don't make clothes for men, and y'all still buy the clothes that I make for women. So what's the point of even asking me that? Huh? What's the point? What's the reason? What is the reason? The reason why I do not make clothes for men is because, first of all, where I live is a male-dominated clothing area, right? So I was like, I'm finna come and shake this shit up, because they don't have clothes for women. They have like certain things that are unisex, and every now and then a pair of leggings, a bonnet, a crop top. You get what I'm saying? Like, it's not nothing that's really like for us, by us. So that's me. I'm FUBU for women in my area. That's how I feel. That's what I wanted to do. So another reason why I don't make clothes for men is because I'm a woman that has a hard time trying to buy clothes. So I know that struggle. I know the struggle of other women trying to buy clothes when we in the era of like Instagram boutique and Instagram baddies and fashion novas, and we really just want some goddamn sweatpants. Like, we really just want some chill stuff. Sometimes you don't want to have everything all curvy and tight and irky. Some places do sell loungewear and nice stuff like that, but it's rare and it's usually corny. So I was like, let me make something that's not that corny and that I can wear all the time. Like, I need stuff for when I'm traveling, for when I'm going to and from work, from when I'm going to my homegirl house and we having wine night. You feel me? Like, I just needed something chill but cute. And a lot of brands give you either chill or cute. It's never like the same thing. So thank you guys so much for watching this video. I hope you enjoyed the blonde. I hope you guys found this information actually really helpful. Be sure to like, subscribe, and comment on this video if you have any more questions, suggestions. You can also hit me up on Instagram or Twitter at the name Cashion. That's Kashionn. So it's Cash and Fashion, Cashion, 2 N's. You feel me? Yes. So yeah, see you guys in the next video.